what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the No Cut Sports Podcast with your host, Niall Frazier. And today we got a few things we need to talk about, but before we get started, could you please like, comment, and subscribe to always catch this vibe, man? Y'all already know. So, been away for a few days. I do apologize. Had some things going on. We had the free book bag giveaway. Another success, so I do appreciate everybody that came out for that. But today we need to talk about what we are expecting from the Philadelphia Eagles in this preseason game against the Patriots. As y'all know, they had a joint practice, or if you don't know, they had a joint practice this past Tuesday where it seemed to be that the defense, well, both sides of the ball did pretty well, but the defense is pretty much, they said, and I'm not, exaggerating, but it was a lot of sacks, and that's very good to hear. Now, again, the Patriots aren't the best, or they don't have the best O-line, so I'm expecting the defense to take advantage of that. But at the same time, it's good to see, helps build the confidence of these young players. A lot of guys that, rookies, or even some players like, Bradbury in the backfield. I know they said he got cooked, but then he was able to, I think he had a PBU in one of the 11 on 11s or something like that. I can't remember to be exact. But so I want to see how some of these guys play tonight. I know last week with that our defensive line, the first couple of plays, they were able to run the ball against us, and I really want to see what Jordan Davis does. As y'all know, we play a four-man front with this Vic Fangio defense, and I want to make sure that those guys up there, make sure they know their assignments and what they're supposed to do. Of course, every play is not going to be the greatest play. You can only do what you can, but at the same time, I don't want that to become a consistent thing that, teams are able to run the ball against us because we're playing a four-man front. You know what I mean? I hope Jordan Davis garners the attention of two offensive linemen so the rest of the guys can go to work. But if they can't get that pressure this year, man, that's going to be a problem for this defense, man, because it starts up front. And it's like I said, that pass rush can't get there, or Jordan Davis can't, stop the run. And even I want to see Jordan Davis even try to get some sacks on the quarterback, man, create that pressure and get some sacks. So I think he does have the talent, but I just want to make sure it's it's consistent. I know Clint Hurt said he one of those guys out there for all down. So so that's something I'm expecting to see as the season goes on. Moving on to the linebacker position, Zach Bond, I can start off with from last week. Didn't have the prettiest game at all. I can't lie about that. But at the same time, Zach Bond is not supposed to. And I'm not. When I say this, please do not take this wrong. When Zach Bond was brought in here, I don't think he was supposed to be the person that was getting on the first team reps. Now, as you know, Nakobi Dean was coming off of injury and just got cleared, I guess, in the mini camp, whatever the case may be, to participate in the training camp. So Nakobi Dean is still a little bit behind, but he's making noise. He was doing some things in the preseason game against Baltimore, but then again, it's against Baltimore's second and third team. So I'm not trying to be rude, but I want to see what Nakobi Dean can do against a first team offense. Can he cover? He looked good when he blitzed and stuff like that, but can he cover some of these guys that he's going to, some of these speedy guys and stay on them? You can't expect the best coverage from a linebacker. I understand that, but still, you don't want to see Nakobi Dean getting beat or just looking out of place. But like I said last week, did him some good. I think in the joint practice too, he had a breakup that led to an interception that I think Zach Bond intercepted or caught. So it's just some things. Like I said, I'm not trying to be too hard on Nakobi Dean because, like I said, he's coming back from an injury. But at the same time, he should be making his way up that ladder to the first team and having first team reps alongside of Devin White. Especially if Zach Bond is not, I don't want to say picking up on the defense as well or not playing as well against other teams. But it is something that, I don't want to say of concern, but something just to monitor, right? Also with the corners, I don't know if they're starting, and this is all up in the air still. So if they play the starters on defense, I want to see if Isaiah Rodgers, picks it up a little bit from last week. He did okay, not bad, but it wasn't the greatest thing. And they weren't out there that long too, so that's something else that you can't really pick apart. That's why I'm not really trying to pick apart, some of the starters that played. But just some things. Avonte Maddox as well. Is he going to be able to make this team? If you do remember, he did, end up leaving us, and he went go find greener pastures, but he didn't garner the attention from other teams, and it was ended up coming back to the team, and signed him for, I guess, a 1-year deal for less money. But he's another person I'm thinking, like, if he doesn't pan out, he could possibly get cut, man. I don't think he's as high on the totem pole as he used to be in previous years, especially with Vic Fangio. If he thinks that, a certain player ain't cutting it, I'm for sure he's letting Howie know. So with that being said, that's a couple of things to monitor right there on the defense. Want to make sure, Keely Ringo's still balling out because he played very well last week. I don't want to say I was surprised, but it's just nice to see, you know what I mean? Because last year people didn't really understand or know what, how he was going to pan out. So he seems to be doing well. My boy Q, man, I hope he plays tonight as well, man, because he almost had an interception last week. You can tell that he's NFL ready, ready to be out there with those guys and things like that. So Q, yeah, man, Q, I think he's going to be something elite in this defense and in this NFL as well. Cooper DeJean, they had made an announcement on Tuesday that he was, limited in practice, so it was good to see that he's coming back. But at the same time, that's what I was talking about with Avonte Maddox and things like that. Like, where do you put Cooper DeJean at now? I know we got some, and I know he'd say he didn't really play safety that much, but do they try Cooper DeJean at safety? I know my man James Bradbury was back there. They said he got cooked on Tuesday, but then, and I guess 11 on 11, excuse me. He had the PBU and things like that, so. And even Vic came out and said that he was doing pretty well. So I don't know if that's, just him saying that to build up the stock, or he really means what he says. But I don't think Vic will lie about that. I think he likes what he sees from Bradbury. Bradbury is a veteran in this game, so he should understand where to be and what to do. But yeah, just seeing what that safety position is going to do, especially like I said with Cooper DeJean coming back, or where they're going to implement him at. So it's still a lot of questions on that defense. So I do want to see how they perform tonight. Moving to the offense, man. Listen, Jalen Hurts has not thrown an interception yet. I know AJ came out and talked about, it doesn't really mean nothing. It's practice. I don't think he meant it in a bad way. Of course, it's just, like he's saying, it's just practice. He said whatever I'm doing, it's just practice. We try and get better, and that's a great mindset to have. But at the same time, it's very good to see that Jalen Hurts is taking command of this offense, like he said in his press conference. I think with Kellen Moore, it's going to take Jalen Hurts to a different ceiling, maybe even past his 2022 ceiling, because I just think he's with a competent coach now that understands what he has. Like, I think Kellen Moore understands who Jalen Hurts is, his abilities, and how to utilize them. And then you give him Saquon Barkley and, two number one wide receivers and Devontae and AJ. And then you got Dallas, too, as well. So it's like – and then Jalen Hurts is a weapon himself. So it's like, I feel like he's like a little kid in the candy store, man. But you got Jalen Hurts hitting Saquon Barkley on the wheel route. They tried to come out and say, how do you feel about having that kind of talent in the backfield? And Jalen Hurts had to let them know, like, we got Kenny Gainwell, he hit the same thing in the public practice. So I like how especially how Jalen Hurts has been approaching these reporters and these questions this year. He seems like he's taking more control of the conversation opposed to letting somebody just, 21 question my man. So very good to see, man. But all in all, man, I think this offense should play tonight. If they don't play tonight, it's going to really pee me off, pause. But at the same time, I think they need to play, man. Even if it's for a short series, just to knock some of that rust off, make sure that, what's happening in practice, like I said, translates to the field. Practice is practice. Like, Zach Bond's been snapping in practice, but when he was out there in the preseason game, he looked a little lost. No disrespect. Like I said, he's new to the team. He's trying to learn this playbook. I expect that, I expect some plays he's a little confused. But at the same time, that's what the preseason is for. That's why I want to see the starters on the offense play, because maybe it's something, everything might be gelling, especially in the joint practices. They look good, but let's just make sure few series out of this game or a few plays out of this game, the starters go out there, get loose, do what they need to do. So not really too worried about the starters. I did hear, and I got it, was it Eagle Owl? First off, shout out to Eagle Owl too, man. If y'all ain't following him, go follow him. But I want to say it was Eagle Owl saying that that Jalen Hurts was still struggling kind of against the blitz. So that's still something that we got to be aware of, man. Things don't go away overnight or from year to year, but hopefully Jalen's getting better with picking up those different blitzes and being able to, check down or whatever the case may be, whatever he needs to do. So another player I also wanted to talk about too before I got off here was Jalix Hunt. He flashed a couple times to me, man. Him and Jeremiah Trotter are like two of the guys that I was like, oh, okay, y'all doing something. All right, okay. And then also Britain Covey. And I like what Johnny Wilson did for the most part. He didn't get too many targets, but at the same time, I'm liking Johnny Wilson, man. Hearing good things about him as well. They also talked about, and I want to talk about Anais Smith, who didn't have a great. He just been on a decline, and I'm gonna be honest with y'all, man. I'm still high on Anais Smith. I know he's coming off an injury. I know he ain't been having the best performances. He did have a third down catch in the previous game that they had. But I'm very, very high on Anais Smith because if they can get Anais Smith up to speed, I really do think he can still be, like I said, it could be, he don't got to be the starting wide receiver 3, but situationally, I think he can be utilized in the Kellen Moore offense, man. If y'all remember, they used to utilize him in the backfield as a running back, but then he's still a wide receiver. So I feel like he brings a certain skill level to this offense if he can get it together. I just think the speed of the game is a little fast for him. He needs to get acclimated to NFL speed, but overall I think he's going to be okay. AJ came out and said that's just give him some time, things like that. Even Steve Smith when he got or before he got drafted, and I'm speaking of Anais Smith, that he was high on Anais Smith as well. So hopefully, like I said, Anais pans out. Trying to make sure I'm not forgetting nobody. Patrick Johnson's another guy. If he has another game like he had, man, we got to start thinking about and talking about Patrick Johnson. Nolan Smith is another guy that I want to see something from. I know he got a sack, but he wasn't covered, so I expect him to get that sack. But I want to see Nolan Smith be more consistent in beating his guys, and getting to the quarterback. I do, and I'm really high on Nolan Smith. Y'all know that, but I just want to make sure that it's consistent. That's the biggest thing with me. How efficient are these players, and can they stay consistent in doing what they need to do? So yeah, man. So with that being said, I don't want to hold y'all up. I won't be able to go live tonight, as I said. I gotta work, but I will be listening to one of these podcasts, Philly 500, Philly Mike. I try to cycle through all of them, get this information for y'all, talk how we talk, and go from there. But I can't go live, but I will try to go live more often. I was live for the other game. I don't know if I said that earlier, but I ended up deleting the video by accident for whatever reason. But yeah, man. But if you like what you hear, you like what I'm talking about the Philadelphia Eagles, if you even got any topics for me, drop them down low in the comments. I know it's been a while. But I'm going to wrap this up, man, and I want to just say we're slowly approaching 500, and from there I'm trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. So if you could, please like, comment, and subscribe to always catch this vibe. And I'm going to talk to y'all, and y'all already know, man. Go Birds. I'm going to holler at y'all, man. Y'all be safe.